I also come from the same thought process that some theory has to be given first before you start experimenting something or before you start doing hands-on. So whole of this week, let's focus on the theory and also do the installation of software. And next week onwards, it will be kind of combination. Whenever it is required theory, we'll do theory. Whenever it is required hands-on, we will do hands-on.
Yes.
So I'm completely aligned with you.
Yes. Okay, thank you. And the thing is, every time, whatever the sessions we are discussing, okay, I won't complete my sessions from mine. I will try to complete the session from your end, because everything you have to understand. Okay.
Yes.
Once you are comfortable, then only I will say that this topic was completed. Okay. Let's have a session on the execution of a Java program. Now, first of all, I will tell you what is an execution process of a Java program. So, in what way the execution of a Java program will take place. Execution of Java program. Now, for this one, I will give you the complete PPT on this one, what I had designed for my clients and everything, which is completely an easier way of understanding, an easy way to analyze the things what are happening inside the particular topic, and everything will be given in my PPT. Okay? So,
okay, sure.
Now, the first thing, we have to write a Java application. We as Java developers, the first thing is that we have to write a Java application. Write a Java application. Now, after writing the Java application, what a Java application will consist of? The Java application always contains source code. You know about that one, right?
Right.
Every application which is related to a particular technology, it contains the source code. That's what I'm trying to say. Source code. Now, after writing the application, I just want to store my Java application. I just want to save my Java application in a particular location. To save my Java application, I need a file name, right? I need a file name. It means save the Java application with a file name. Now, similarly, file name is when I'm when I'm saving a particular file or a document or a PDF, I will always keep a file name for that particular extension, something like sample or Suresh or Venkat or some other names, to store that particular file with some extension. Similar way, I just want to save a Java application with a particular file name, like app. App is nothing but a file name of my Java application. But when I am going to make my application as a Java application, I should always follow my Java application with an extension called .java. .java. It means overall, after writing a Java application, I should save my Java application with a file name and with an extension called .java. It is a case like this, app.java. This is my Java application. You understood?
Yes.
Suresh, any doubts in this one?
No, I think I'm good.
Yeah, fine. Now, after writing the Java application, after completing of implementing the source code inside a Java application, I will save the Java application with a file name and with an extension called .java. After this one, after completing of writing of the source code, the very next step is to compile the Java application. Compile the Java application. Why we have to compile the Java application? How we can compile the Java application? After compiling the Java application, what files will be generated? How the things will change inside a Java application? These are the three questions that we have to understand. The very first thing is that why we have to compile the Java application? Because the Java application contains only the source code. With the source code, I can't do anything with that one. So what I'm trying to do is that I will compile my Java application. How to compile a Java application? How to compile a Java application? By using Java C. What is Java C? Java C is nothing but a Java compiler. Java C is nothing but a Java compiler. Now, this Java compiler will compile the Java application and generate a dot class file. It means that after completing the Java application, the second step what we have to do is that we have to compile the Java application. Once we compile the Java application, then we will get another file called as app.class file. It means a class file will be generated after the compilation.
So, I have a question here. So, you have an app.java, right, which is a source file, right?
Yes.
Yes. The .java extension is mandatory, or it can be anything.
.java is a mandatory or anything.
Right. So can it be .java X, or the .java extension is mandatory?
Yes. .java is a mandatory because we are making our application to be understood by the JVM. We have to make our application to be understood by the Java software because we have to make it very specific. Otherwise, it may be treated as a TXT file or some other file extension, right?
Right. So .java is important, right? So the application file name, source file name is app.java, right?
Yeah, app means
correct. App is kind of name of the file. It can be appx, it can be Suresh, it can
whatever XYZ. Whatever XYZ.
Okay. Now, after compiling, it is giving the class file. Does the class file name has to be same as the source file name, like app.class, or it can be like app1.class, or to have the relationship between app.java, it has to be app.class. So what is the?
Yes. That is what. One second.
No. So are you saying the file name should be the same, or
once I compile my Java application, with a file name called app.java, the compiler will generate a .class file with the same file name called app.class.
Okay. What happens if manually I change the file name like app1.class?
Nothing will happen every time. The thing here is, first of all, we have to understand that what a .class file consists of. Okay, we are compiling the Java application and we are getting a file. Later on, we'll discuss on what will happen if I change the .class file or something like that. But first of all, we have to think that what a .class file consists of, why it is generating the .class file.
Correct.
Because we are using we are the persons that we will write the source code. But once we are compiling Java application, why it is generating the .class file? What a .class file consists of? When it is a case like this, a .class file consists of the bytecode instructions.
Correct.
Why the bytecode instructions? Why we require the bytecode instruction? We are having the source code. Our processor has to understand the source code. If it is a case like this, no processor will understand the source code because it has to convert the source code into some other language. Whatever the keywords, whatever the instructions that we are giving to a particular operation on a system, everything will be treated as a machine level language only because the processor will understand the machine level language. It never understands the source code. To make our processor to understand the instructions, we are doing all these steps. So the first step is that after completing the Java application, we are using the Java compiler. We are using the Java compiler to compile the Java application. After that one, we will get a .class file. This .class file is nothing but a bytecode is nothing but a file that contains the bytecode instructions according to the source code what we are having. After generating the .class file, now the thing here is now for your question, I will answer in this manner, in a different manner. Now listen, try to understand that one. The JVM will go to the .class file and read the bytecode instructions of the .class file. not only reading of the bytecode instructions, but also comparing the bytecode instructions which are available in the .class file to the source code.
Correct.
Now, previously asked me a question that is it possible for me to change the .class file name? How can we change the name of the .class file? Because the JVM will always check the bytecode instructions, to always convert the bytecode instructions in these two files. Then only the JVM will process to execute the code.
Okay, so when you have compiled the .java file, okay, and which has given you .class file, and if you have to run the application, do you need both the file or you need just the class file? If you need the Java file also, then I understand that the file name has to be same, right? But I'm considering, or from Microsoft world, right? Let's say you have written a program, okay, a.vb. Okay, I kind of forgot Visual Basic program. You have written a.vb, and you generated, you compiled it, and you created b.exe, right? So when you have exe, you just take the exe. You don't need to have that vb file, right? So so I thought this is the case here, wherein once the Java file is compiled, okay, it is independent. So it is kind of decoupled with the Java, but that is not true, it seems, right?
No, I will make it very clear now. Okay, I will make it very clear. In my machine, I compile my Java code. So a .class file will be available in my system resources, as well as a .java file is also available in my system. So the JVM will compile will execute my Java code and generate the output on my screen. Okay.
Okay.
Now I'm giving my application, my Java application to you. Okay, I am giving my Java application to you. Now assume that you are using the Eclipse or NetBeans or whatever the IDE you want. Here, if it is a case like this, simply we will go and deploy the application inside the IDEs, and what we will do, we will simply run that application. We won't use the compiler. We will not call the compiler. Even though if you are not calling the compiler, even though you are not calling the compiler, the JVM first of all call the compiler and generate a .class file in your machine also, and then only it will execute the code. It means wherever you are taking the application, you no need to carry the .class file. You just require only the Java application. You just take the Java application and execute the application. Automatically the .class file will be generated and the program will be executed and it will generate the output on your screen. Always keep in mind that if you want to test your application, you just always take care of your Java application only, not with the .class file. The .class file will be generated according to the execution of the particular execution that is happening inside a particular machine. You just always concentrate on the Java application only. Take the Java application, execute that one, automatically the compiler will generate a .class file. In your machine, my machine, or some other machine, or whoever the machine is. Okay?
Okay. So I think you have answered my question, but let me ask you again. So I wrote an application which will take two numbers, okay, from the user, okay, and it will multiply the number and it will give the result, right? So I have written a Java file, Java program, okay, and you have written a function or whatever, okay, parameterized function wherein once you execute it, it will ask the user to enter two numbers, right? So I have created a class file out of it. Now I want to give this application to one of my colleagues, right, who had just a JVM installed on his machine, JDK JVM, right? So you said, when you install JDK, JVM gets installed, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So now I have two separate files. One is that app.java and app.class, right? Do I need to give him both the files, or do I need to give him just the class file?
That's what I am explaining to you. You always concentrate only on the Java application. No need to worry about the .class file.
Okay, okay. Then where, why am I compiling this file actually?
Yeah. What?
Why am I compiling if I have to give just the .java file, right?
Mm.
So
Mm.
when the compilation happens, when does it get compiled?
When you call the compiler, when you call the Java C compiler, Java compiler, when you call the Java compiler, the compiler will generate the .class file. This
Correct.
will be
So as a
happen when
user,
you are.
no. So user, as an end user, he has no knowledge about anything. He will not you call compiler and all that, right? All he knows to use his machine. So I'm giving him an application, right? If you're asking him to compile, he probably will not because he does not come from, he's an application user, right? So that is what I'm trying to understand here.
Yeah. The only thing is, yeah, I got it to a point because if I don't know exactly what is a Java compiler or what is a .class file, I don't know if you are saying that you don't know anything. You just want to use the application, right? So
Correct,
come on,
correct.
check the application, execute the application. So you don't need to check anything what is happening inside the process of execution of the Java application. The only thing is that we will take the application, we will run the application, and we will see the output. That's it. But internal, I'm trying to say the internal process, how the execution is happening. Whatever the things we are
but then what you are not explaining me, what should I be distributing to the application user? He has a machine, Windows 7 machine with JVM installed on his machine. What should I be giving him as a utility to input to
only Java application and nothing more than it. Only one
Java application. This is .java file.
.java file. That's it.
Okay. Then how is he going to use this application then? .java, it has to be compiled somewhere. Does he need to do anything, or he has to just double click the .java file and then automatically JVM or some compiler gets invoked? So that is where the gap is.
Yeah. Now the thing here is once I got assume that I'm your friend that you had forwarded me a Java application and I don't know anything about the Java. Okay.
Correct.
I just install the JVM and I'm using the I'm just going to run the particular application. Now what I will do is that for running the Java application, what I will do is that I will install and I will use an IDE. Okay, I will use an IDE. IDE means Eclipse or my Eclipse or NetBeans or some other. Okay. Now if it is a case like this, I will just go and save that particular file. I will just deploy that particular application inside my NetBeans IDE. Right click on that one and I will execute that code. I won't call any compiler. I won't call any JVM, anything. Just what I will do is that if it is the IDE, this is the only way how to execute a Java application. Directly we are executing a Java application. We are not calling manually any compiler or any JVM or something like that.
But in that case, you are expecting the end user to have JDE on his machine. The JDE, right? The development environment, correct?
But nowadays the Eclipse IDE or my Eclipse IDE will having a bundle of Java software within itself. But they are installing the Eclipse or my Eclipse, automatically Java will be installed in that one. You don't need to check whether the JVM is available in your machine or you don't need to manually install the JVM. It's become a part of the IDEs that they will take care of everything.
Right. But then in that case, you are expecting your end user to have Eclipse installed on his machine.
At least we need a mechanism to execute that one, right? We need a mechanism. We need a platform where we have to execute the Java application.
Right. I thought, it is like EXE wherein you don't need any platform, you just need the operating system, right? You just execute it. You don't need to worry about any integrated development environment.
Yes.
In this case, you have Java file, but then you are expecting end user who does not come from IT background, you are expecting him to have Eclipse on his machine, right?
Eclipse is basically any IDE. Don't call any Eclipse or something. Particular IDE. Don't
right.
Any particular
and normally end users will not have development. Why would a end user have an development environment set up on his machine?
The thing here is if you want to access the application which is related to Java, then definitely we will make up the setup. If he is not interested, means then he won't try to take the application also, right?
No,
thing here is,
I think I think we should spend another 5 minutes. So I thought, as an application user, all I need to have is JVM on my machine, right? Now you're saying you got to have IDE on the machine, which internally will have JVM also and the compiler also. So the steps I'm kind of missing. So I'm an application developer. I wrote .java file, right, with whatever function and procedure, right? And then I need to compile it. Is this a mandatory thing? And then get class file out of it. And then if I have to distribute the application, okay, then in that case also you need end user. If I am bundling .java file and .class file and want to give that to my end user, and end user has got operating system and the JVM on his machine, in that case also does he need to have Eclipse or any other IDE on his machine?
One thing I want to make it very clear. You're always what I understood is that you are always comparing the Java application with an exe file, right? The exe file means it's a bundle and you can install that one. We don't need to know anything about that one.
Correct.
Like that.
Yes.
Yes. The thing here is, if it is an exe file, what an exe file consists of, tell me?
Say that again, exe file?
What an exe file consists of?
It consists of all the files actually, basically, in the executable format.
The thing here is internally, if I'm taking an exe file, it always consists of the bytecode instructions.
Correct.
It always consists of the bytecode instruction. That's the reason why we are not calling any exe file as a system independent or platform independent.
Correct, yes.
Because it depends upon the system. Upon the configuration of the system only the exe file will work.
Correct.
Now a very simple example I will take. I'm going to install the MySQL software in my PC. MySQL database. I want to install MySQL database in my PC. If I am trying to install that one, at the end it will say that no .NET framework is available.
Correct.
Why? Because even though it is an exe file, it has to install successfully. But at the end it's saying that no .NET framework is available. So I can't complete the installation process because
True.
the process will understand only certain bunch of instructions. It's not a platform independent or it's not a system independent. It always depends upon the platform.
So you are saying the exe file can be executed only on the Windows machine. It cannot be executed on the Linux or Unix machine.
Right. Now, if it is a case like this, why you are installing the Java or why you are installing the VLC player or something like that in a Linux machine with an extension called .sh or with an extension called .tar.gz extension? Why you are not using the exe file in the Linux environment? Because the exe file always insists that it is a platform dependent. It is a system dependent. Based on the platform only it will work. Otherwise it won't.
Okay.
This is the best.
Okay, fine. So I think we discussed a lot about it. So now if you can explain me that, okay, how the application is distributed. So you have Java file, you compiled it, you got class file out of it, and you understand where I'm coming from, right? So I'm a developer, application developer, and I want to give an utility to my end user. Okay. So tell me the step-by-step process. So I wrote .java, and then what do I do?
Now, after writing the Java application, then the thing here is you have to execute the Java application. Okay.
And for that you have to have a compiler.
That's the thing. I'm coming to that point. Only. I'm not saying the compiler. Right now, I'm not talking about the compiler. Now, listen carefully. After writing the Java application, what I'm trying to do is that I'm just right-clicking on the particular application and I'm executing that one. That's it. Here, I'm not calling any compiler or something. Once I am running the particular application, internally a compiler will be called, and then only output will be generated. You don't need to check whether the compiler is called or not. But the internal process, internally a compiler will come and take the bytecode, convert the .java into the .class file, and it will convert the bytecode instructions. Now I will show you some bunch of examples here so that you will understand very easily how the .class file will consist of and everything. NetBeans projects and now see, A source code means it consists of the source code what I had implemented. Now see, this is what? A Java application, right? These are all the Java applications. Now see the extension here, type here. Type here is Java file. Type here is Java file, Java file, Java file. These are all the Java applications. Now I will open that one and I will show you.
Yes.
This is a Java file. Okay? This is a Java file what I had written to implement the abstract class. Okay? I compiled this one. I compiled this one. Previously I compiled this one. So, one second. You will find some .class files that will be available somewhere else. Check those things. The .class files will be available. Okay?
Yes.
Now see, what is this one? Dot class file, 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 dot class file. How many Java applications I am having? For each and every Java application, it contains a dot class file. If you want to read and understand the information that is available from the dot class file, come on, let's have a try to read this particular information. Okay? No human being will understand exactly what the instructions, what the bytecode instructions are available from the dot class file. Maybe some important points you can understand. This is a method. This is a method. This is, because I have written this code on my own, so the reason I can easily understand exactly what are the things available here. Okay, don't be confused here. This is the way how a dot class file consists of. Okay, this is the way how a dot class file consists of. Now, if I want to share any file to anyone, then definitely I won't need to take care of a dot class file. I don't need to take care of any other files that are available. So the only thing is that I just want to store this, share this particular Java source code, this Java file. This Java file is enough. Now, if it is a case like this, I will transfer this file to you, and what you will do, you will always try to generate the output on the screen. You always try to see the output on your screen. So you will take this one, and you will use the IDE. You will copy this file into the IDE, and then right click on this one, click on the run application. That's it. Without any, if the program is not find, if the JVM didn't find any exception, then automatically will generate an output on your screen without any issue. This is the way how the things will happen when by using a Java application. But if it is the case of exe file, always it is a system dependent. Now, here also we didn't complete the discussion here. How the Java application turns as a system independent or platform independent. Once we got the dot class file, the JVM will go to the bytecode instructions that are available inside the dot class file. It will read all the bytecode instructions that are available from the dot class file. After that one, it will compare the bytecode instructions to the source code that is available from the Java file. If everything is common, if each and every instruction is very perfect, then the JVM will convert the bytecode instructions which are available from the dot class file. It will convert the bytecode instructions into the bytecode instructions which are available from the dot class file and convert into the machine level language as per your processor. Then only you are getting the output on your screen. Now, analyze this that you don't know anything about any Java application. I had written a small application and I'm giving to you. I'm giving some instructions here. Come on, you just set up an environment like you need a Eclipse or something like that, so that you can try out my application and you can see the output on your screen like that. So what you will do, you will go and prepare a setup of installing the IDEs or something. Then we will copy this file into the IDE, and you will simply right click on that application, select the Java run application. That's it. You will get an output on the screen. Now, one more question is, you don't know anything about the Eclipse IDE, and you don't know anything about the JVM or something like that. The only thing is that I just want to run the application without any utilities. Yes, it is possible to run the Java application without using any utilities. How? In which cases we will use that one? In older days, nearly 6 to 7 years back, there is no knowledge on the IDEs that we are available inside, that are available in the market. We don't know anything about that one while we are starting our career in Java. At that time, what we will do is that everything we will write in a notepad. Now see, everything I will write in the notepad. Either it may be the 20 lines code or it may be the 100 lines code. Every time I will write the Java application. While writing the Java application, maybe sometimes I will do some errors, but no errors will be reflected while I am writing the Java application in notepad. I don't know anything. Simply blindly I will write the code. Either it may be the 100 lines or 200 lines. After this one, I will save the Java application, and then I will open a command prompt called CMD, and then I will go to that particular directory where my Java application is available, and then now here, now observe carefully, here I am calling the Java compiler manually, Java C file name .java. It means I'm calling the Java application to compile my Java application by using a command called as a Java. See, this is the way how we have to call the compiler manually. But while coming to the IDEs, you don't need to worry about the compilers, how the compilers are calling and how the compilers are going to create dot class or something like that. You don't need to worry about that one. But if it is a case of manually, then you have to call, you have to use this particular syntax to call, generate the dot class. Once we completed this one, then it will show lots and lots of exceptions because no file is available. So later on, I will call the JVM by using like this Java file. That's it. Here, the JVM will read all the bytecode instructions from the dot class file which are generated by the Java compiler here, and it will read all those instructions and convert the instructions into the machine level language according to your processor. So the processor will read the machine level language and generate the output on your screen. Exactly, this is the way how the things will happen. But nowadays, no one is interested to write a program by using the notepad or by executing the Java application manually. But in my training, definitely I will show you the ways of writing of Java application. But nowadays no one is using that one. But still I will help you out in making you to understand all those steps and everything. Okay?
Okay.
Now you understood this one. Maybe it will be a little bit difficult to understand this.
No, I understood it. Yes.
Yes. You understood me, then really it's a great thing because this is the way how we are going to compile the Java application manually. But if I am using the IDE here, now see here, I am having so many projects here. Here I am having so many projects. I am going to the constructor here. I am right clicking on this. Here I am having so many examples. Now see, this is one of the examples. This is one of the source code I am having. What I will do is that I won't call the compiler or something like that. Simply right click on this one, run this Java application. What I am getting? I am getting the output. I am not worrying about the dot class it is generating or not, but I am trying to explain you the exact way how the things will happen when we are trying to do with the Java program. The basic level, if you understand the base of its usage of the Java, then definitely you will be very strong in all those things. You can try it in your own way. That is the only intention of mine, to explain you all the things. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you understand this one? How simply I am using this Java application to generate the output on my screen. even if I'm taking the second example also, I don't need to call the compiler manually. Very simple thing is that, hello?
Yes.
I'm just clicking on the run example. That's it.
Uh-huh.
I'm getting the output here. I'm not bothering about the Java compiler is calling or not. But internally, if I'm clicking on the dot, if I'm clicking on this particular run file, automatically the compiler will be called and the dot class file will be generated in your directory, and you can able to find out the dot class file in your directory. Yes. What is the current time here? You can easily find out the timings also. Now,
Correct.
what is the time? As per the IST, it is 8. Sorry, my time is slow. 9:29. Now, constructor example. I'm going to the build classes. Now, please check out the timings here.
Correct. So 3:3. Why does it show March?
Yeah, because my timings little bit. I think so. Something 2006. I don't know exactly. But it will reflect everything here, so we can able to check everything how the dot class files are generating and everything. Okay.
Okay.
Now we will continue this part and we will finish it off.
Sure. So tomorrow we will connect at 7 a.m. my time, which is 7:30 p.m.
7:30. Today, I mean today night, right? Today evening after the IST.
Correct.
Yeah.
So for you, it will be the same day. For me, the day changes, right? Because it's evening.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So yeah. So in the evening, I will make sure that my speakerphone is fixed, and the laptop audio system or the headphone system. I will take care of that. Okay.
Yes.
And sorry about initial hiccup. I'm very punctual. So pardon me if a couple of times if I
Common. Won't say any. Don't use any words or something like that, because our journey has to be done very. I have to make our journey very comfortable.
Yes. I think I'm enjoying this journey, and don't get fed up if I'm asking you some stupid question.
No, come on. The thing here is gives you a way to understand the things, and I want to make you the things very clear in all the questions what you are asking to me. Okay?
Okay. Sure. Thank you. So I will have to get into other meeting. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Take
Have a nice day.
care. Bye-bye.